Great. Councilor Jang, you near us and you're with us?
Yes, I'm with you.
Okay, great. Then let's dive in. I will call to order the Board of Finance at 5:03 on November 14th, 2022. And the first item on the agenda.
Recording in progress.
Agenda. Ready for motion there? Yeah, I can make the motion. Thank you, Councilor McGee. Do we have a second?
Second.
Second by Councilor Hightower. Thank you. Any discussion of the agenda? Seeing none, we will go to a vote. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye. Are there any opposed?
Aye.
I believe those are all ayes. The agenda is adopted unanimously. The next item is the public forum. I do not see anyone in the room to speak to the public forum. Do we have anyone online? We do not. So we are going to close the public forum at 5:04 p.m. and move to the short deliberative section of the agenda. So 3.1, approval to enter into a contract with Cargill Inc. for FY23 road salt procurement. This is a DPW item. Are we handing this over to you, Chapin, to tee up?
Yes, absolutely. Lee Perry's out this time of year and walking in the woods. So thanks for the time. We every year need to get council approval for this contract for salt. We use over 4,000 tons of salt a year. We put this bid out and as you'll see, we got 2 bids in this year. We are proposing to go with Cargill. They are the cheaper bid, and you'll see a different item this year is because the prices are going up 13% this year and have gone up in many recent years. The budgeted amount that we've budgeted has been the same for the last at least 5 to 10 years of $285,000. So this year we're requesting approval for not only the contract up to $285,000, but also asking for authorization to use $43,000 of contingency of money that's in a reserve fund for DPW use for either unanticipated fuel costs, overtime costs, or salt costs for winter maintenance activities, things we can't really budget. Reliably, we don't know how many storms we're going to get. So happy to answer any questions.
Great, thank you, Chapin. Discussion, questions, or are we ready for motion?
I'm happy to move the item as for the recommended action listed on board docs.
Great, thank you. Seconded by Councilor Jang. Further discussion? Seeing none, I think we're ready to go to a vote. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Don't believe so. Motion carries unanimously. And that brings us to 3.02. Thank you, Chapin. But we still have more DPW business reclassification of customer care and finance manager and creation of 2 financial administrative positions at DPW and water resources. Megan, when you
Chapin was gonna
pick it off. Sorry. Chapin.
Yeah, I want to say that this has been a very productive evaluation with the CT office, with the HR team. Tony, thank you for being here tonight. We know you want us to be successful as an entity here. We have 3 regulated utilities that we manage here, and we manage a number of capital grants and our ongoing monthly billing activities. And the fact that we don't have any dedicated financial teams is an unrealistic expectation. And I want to say thanks to CT, who has best supported us as an enterprise entity, even though all other enterprise entities in the city have their own financial capabilities. But really appreciated the kind of collaborative effort here to come with a small, focused proposal to really enable our regulated utilities to have the financial acumen that's needed for a successful operation. So with that, I'll turn it over to Megan to give a little of the specifics.
Yeah, thanks, Chapin. The memo obviously goes into a larger sort of staffing evaluation that Chapin and I, and with the support of the mayor, are looking at. Just be honest, my staff work very hard and very many hours, and it is hard to manage 3 different utilities, which all have different state and federal regulations, and also at a time when deferred capital investment is sort of catching up with us. So the number of emergencies that is happening on a constant basis, there's just creating this overload for my staff. So I just want to be transparent that we are looking at other places where we may need additional capacity. But specifically tonight, we are looking to add capacity to the financial accounting side. Jess, my customer care billing person, and I try to keep those plates spinning, and it's just getting harder and harder to do that and also do our other jobs, let alone try to lead and innovate and do even better than I think we already do. And so looking to Burlington Electric and the airport, the other enterprise funds, they do all have dedicated accounting staff. And so sort of time came when we decided to propose that for water resources. Part of that team will also support the parking and traffic division. So it's a bit of a win-win for our enterprise funds as well as the special revenue funds that are under that division. I'm happy to entertain any other questions, but that is the gist of the matter. These were in the approved budget, I should say that, for FY23. So you had previously approved the wastewater plant assistant a few months back, and then with these 2 positions, I believe that brings us up to the ones that we had proposed. I think there may be one more that will be forthcoming, but it is currently in the budget.
Great. Thank you, Chapin and Megan. Floor is open for questions, discussion, motion.
I'm happy to make the motion as recommended by the board docs.
Councilor McGee, is there a second?
Second.
Great. Second by Councilor Jang. Further discussion. Seeing none, we'll go to a vote. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
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 Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. Thank you for the work to strengthen this critical service and make sure we're able to keep delivering.
Keep the water flowing and wastewater pumping. And streets draining, because the leaves don't get involved.
Thank you very much, team.
Okay, final item tonight is Juneteenth donation acceptance and budget amendments, and it is here to make this discussion. Do you want to say anything to tee things up?
Yeah, sure. So thank you, everybody, for your time. Thank you, counselors. I hope everybody's read the memo, but if they haven't, then I'm happy to do an overview. Other than that, I go into questions.
Okay, you're good. Okay.
No questions.
All right. Are we ready for a motion?
Sorry, I do have a question. Which is just, and I'm sorry, I just barely skimmed the memo, but because it's retroactive, I guess I'm confused as to if this is last year's budget and why, and as opposed to this year's budget. That's it.
Do you want to ask that?
I'm gonna take a stab at this because this is kind of a CT issue. And the timing piece anyway, and we've been collaborating with it. If I miss anything, let me know. As you can tell in the memo, this is an issue that we've known about since just a couple of weeks before Juneteenth, but we've been working with Pitt and didn't want to bring something to you until we had all of the costs. And surprisingly, We didn't have all of those trailing costs until a couple of weeks ago when we got all of the invoices, all of the credit cards. We were sure about all of the donations. So we're doing this now because we're just finishing the FY22 audit. And so now is the time for us to button this up, but we really wanted to make sure that we had complete documentation to bring to the council. So it's not an REIB issue. It was simply just a timing issue of, we tried to bring this maybe 6 or even 8 weeks ago. And then my staff alerted us to the fact that there were a few more costs coming in, and we just wanted to have that complete information.
Thank you. Okay, that's
So
helpful.
yes, to be clear, this is all FY22 money. It's pertaining to FY22 Juneteenth, and we're using FY22 money from REIB year that is already passed to fill those holes. So it's all
Great.
stuff that happened last year.
Great, so I'm understanding. So I was confused as to why we're doing a budget amendment for last year's budget when the fiscal year was over. But I'm hearing
So
that
that's-
it's in compliance with what actually happened for audit reasons.
That's
Right.
correct.
So yeah,
Right, so that our
No
CAFR does not show that REIB is in the negative at the end of the year. It is confusing.
Right, if there are no further questions, I think we still need a motion to act on this.
Happy to make a motion as recommended on board docs.
Thank you, Councilor McGee. Do we have a second?
second,
Great. Second, Mike. Give this from the Councilor Hightower. Thank you. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll go to a vote. All those in favor of the motion, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously. There's just want to confirm that because it's a little bit of delay here. So I believe it carried unanimously. If not, someone correct me. Thank you all for making this time work. You know, I'm glad we were able to get this done in 15 minutes. It does help with the management of next week's council meeting. So thank you for logging in remotely, and thank you for being here, Councilor McGee. And if there's no objection, given that we've completed the business, I will adjourn the Board of Finance at 5:15 p.m.